Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Wow, it is still a little nippy out here this morning, quite cool, but the wind isn't too bad. But boy, the temperature sure has dropped a significant amount. Anyhow, woke up this morning and it was on my mind about how, we're all kind of like banking on our future and how we've invested into this space, obviously, because we believe in it, and secondarily, because we see such major opportunity for some serious financial gains and life changing situations, of course. But in my coaching, when I've talked to a number of folks and you ask them, okay, well, what are your goals? Do you know what comes back a lot of times is, hey, my goal is to eventually, either pay off this or save for that or have this and that. And you know what the main motivation is behind all of that? So that they can have more time with their family and things like that. Now, today's Friday, and normally on Fridays I say, hey, today's Friday, and we got the weekend, and the weekend is for family and friends. But I want to talk a little bit about those, like what we plan on doing when we finally cash out and we have our financial gains and all that. Most of us are doing it with that motivation to have more time with family and friends. And you know what the reality is? The reality is we could probably have a majority of that now. If we just organized our life, reprioritize things in life, we would have more time for our wives, our husbands, our children, grandchildren, and things like that. And I know it's not because we don't desire to do it and we don't care about our family. That's not the reason it doesn't happen. The reason it doesn't happen is the way in which this economy and this, whole society is crafted. It just keeps us so busy. And it's that level of busyness, that just causes the stress level to go sky high. And of course, you don't get the quality time and you don't really feel that connectiveness that you want. You know what most people, I think, want in relationships really is just to be heard. You know what? It's not even about solving the problem. It's just, hey, knowing that somebody else, I had their attention just for that amount of time and I really connected with them. And that's what it's really all about. And when I think about that, I think about, hey, when Jesus was talking about, don't worry about tomorrow. He said something like, sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof kind of deal. It's like, hey, there's enough, tomorrow has enough trouble already packed into it for us adding to it with worry. And then he says, hey, when you worry, can you add even 1 hour to your life by worrying? And of course the answer comes back, obviously no. But boy, I'll tell you, we can sure take some off, can't we? Well, that's where I'm kind of thinking. If we can just kind of reorganize our lives a little bit, yes, have goals, have dreams, look down the road with a positive expectation of good things happening. I mean, we all look forward to watching our kids, kind of go do that school play or watching them get to that point where they can graduate. And boy, we love to celebrate that. And birthdays and, of course, holidays and Christmas and all of those celebratory times that we genuinely look forward to because that's what family's all about, right? But hey, it's the little moments. It's the little times. It's those times where it's not so absolutely fantastic or whatever, but you're right there beside one another walking through it. That's what matters the most. And I think, guys, when you consider that that is a major financial goal for most people is to get that level of financial freedom so they could have that time, that relationship, and all of that with their family. Because let's be honest, hey, doesn't matter. You could gain the whole wide world. Not any of us are taking any of it with us, right? None of us. And I also want to say this. Look, there are people out there, and if you're one of them, listen, if you're hurting because you have lost somebody and a loved one, you've lost a loved one, I know what that feels like. I know that real pain. And by the way, you could lose someone, because they passed on, or of course, if you're going through a divorce. Now, divorce got to be one of the most painful things a person can ever endure. And it doesn't matter which side of the divorce you're on, there's pain involved all the way around. And I've been through it, and I know just how ugly and devastating that can be. And it can take the wind right out of your sails. And I just want you to know you're not alone out there. You're not alone with that. Look right into my eyes. Somebody loves you. That is true. And I know it doesn't feel so good right now. but you're going to get through it. You're going to pass through that. And when you do on the other side, I'll tell you what, you're going to come out with a whole lot more life experience and wisdom than you ever thought you were possibly going to have. And your priorities are going to change. I'll tell you what. But what I'm just trying to get out there is this. The major things, the most important things that we have got going for us, and especially as investors, we're investing in this space. We need to invest in one another. Invest in the people around you. And I'm telling you what, the dividends that you'll get out of that investment will far surpass in the level of your contentment than if you invest in this space and become a multimillionaire. I'm telling you what, it will not compare to the dividends that you will get in contentment, joy, happiness, and fulfillment than investing in the lives around you, the ones that are close, the ones that mean so much. I'll tell you what, isn't it a good thing when anyone comes out and says, I love you? I'll tell you what, that is priceless. That is worth its weight in all kinds of precious metals, that's for sure. It's always good to hear that back, and especially when it's coming from a child, when it's coming from a parent, when it's coming from a spouse, all that. And don't forget, pass that back on. Reinvest it. And that's where I have found a lot of peace and a lot of contentment. And boy, I'll tell you what, I sure wish I had learned that way earlier in my life. But thank God, the penny finally did drop, I'll tell you, that's for sure. Don't get caught up so much in this workaday world that it robs you of all the pleasure that you could potentially have. And you don't even have to have money to enjoy that. Go kick a ball. Go out for a walk with your sweetheart. Just go for a little walk. Take some time to just kind of, breathe the air. That's my encouragement. Now, I know we've all heard it. Hey, we've all heard it, right? Fact of the matter is, you got to make it a priority. If you're waiting for it to just kind of happen, usually it doesn't. You actually have to make it happen, make it a priority. So anyway, guys, it is Friday, and I sure hope, wow, a little spill there. I sure hope that you get to spend this weekend with your family and friends, and it turns out to be one of the best weekends that you ever had. Now, later on today, we do have a great video prepared for you, and until then, guys, I sure hope you have a fantastic day, and take care.